It's the duo that you love the most, covering events from coast to coast. That podcast is all about the fun with your hosts, Alpity and John. Chirping about gossip like chickadees. Turn up the cast and enjoy the tea. The podcast with the beauty and the brawn. One's a gay turkey and the other is a black swan. It's that podcast. It's that podcast. It's that podcast. Live from the John and Company studio in Denver, Colorado, it's That Podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Alpity and John.
Hey, what?
Hey, what?
Oh my gosh, it's us. We're back again.
We're back. We're better than ever. And this is episode number 108. 108. Cheer. Did that take you back, Alpity? I know you used to be a cheerleader.
A cheerleader? Not a
Yeah,
cheerleader.
cheerleader.
A cheerleader. I mean, you know.
Yes. What did what, like, do they really say ready okay?
I feel like we've had to say ready okay like in a competition. And yeah, when we start cheers, yeah. Because that's how you kind of know when to start. So
I know it would be very strange if you saw a cheer number and they're like 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I'm like, wait a minute. You're like, get a kickball change and a kickball change.
I've seen some coaches do that though, like with dance teams.
So who is the one? Is it the captain, El Capitan of the cheerleader team?
Usually,
that typically says ready, okay,
or the co-captain, yeah, or
the Coke captain. Got it. The audience is crazy. Calm down, you guys. It's not that hilarious. They are on fire. So the Coke captain and the co-captain.
Captain and co-captain.
Captain and Coke captain. Got it. No, that's not what I'm saying. Sorry. My brain, it's a little. Listen, know your brand. That's key. Know your brand and live your brand. My brain is little. Follow me at Little Brains. Lil Brains. Lil Brains.
Lil Brains. It's my rap name.
Exactly. And hopefully that person doesn't leave us a review on Apple Music. Like Sleepy Jesus. That's tired Jesus Christ music. Like, what is Sleepy Jesus?
Why is he saying like that? Oh my God.
What is Jesus Christ? Yeah. Listen, we don't like negative reviews, frankly. Because I've said this for years. I've been very open and candid about this podcast. That podcast specifically. Listen, if you do not like what we are doing, we will give you a refund for the $0 that you pay to listen to this goddamn show.
We're starting up the show on a high point.
We are. Listen, we don't give refunds because it's free.
Jesus.
No, I hate when people want to yuck my yum yum, and that just makes me crazy.
Excuse me?
Yes. You know what? I think, isn't that a term? I swear I've heard this term before. You've never heard when someone yucks your yum yum?
No. Oh my God.
I didn't say sucks your yum yum, okay? I said yucks your yum yum. No, it's when someone yucks something you like something you're yum yum about. Someone yucks it. Don't yuck my yum yum.
Oh my God.
I really hope this is a term because I'm about to sound absolutely batty. And again, no refunds.
No refunds. You can't hear this.
Yuck my yum. I want to Google it, but I'm afraid of what it might yield.
I know. I don't have a fancy VPN.
Yes, exactly. We do not have Nordic VPN.
Oh my gosh.
VPN. Well, anyway, ready? Okay.
Yum yum.
Don't you yuck my yum yum. Don't you yuck my yum yum here. Now, that's interesting. You've never heard that. It also could be because I'm literally making. Yeah, it's a true. Don't yuck my yum. Here we go. Let me pull it up here for everyone. Don't yuck my yum. Okay, yum yum. I just always add a second. It's just don't yuck my yum. Is a colloquial expression used to express the idea that individuals have different preferences and opinions, and that it is not acceptable to criticize or belittle someone's personal choices or tastes. Plural. It is often used as a way to discourage negative comments or judgment towards something that someone else enjoys, even if it may not be your own liking. Now, the phrase can be used in a variety of contexts, from hobbies and interests to fashion and lifestyle choices, and is commonly used as a reminder to respect others' personal preferences and to focus on celebrating diversity rather than tearing those down. Kim, I love wearing bright, bold colors in my outfits. It makes me feel happy and confident. Ross, I hate that look. It's too attention-grabbing. Kim, hey, don't yuck my yum. We all have different styles. That's what makes fashion so interesting.
This sounds like a phrase that would be like from the 70s or something like that.
Yeah, what's interesting is it was submitted to Urban Dictionary just May 3rd, 2023. So what I am is basically, I was going to say ahead of the curve, but that is actually not true. I'm a couple months late, so I'm just about on the curve. Don't yuck my yum. Ready? Okay.
Don't yuck my yum yum.
Don't yuck my yum yum. You can catch my new album. Now, being a cheerleader has its certain perks, I guess. All because you clapped at the start of the show. You see how distracted my brain gets? I said, wow, we have really taken quite the journey. All from a simply ready okay. Now, did you ever say ready okay when you were a cheerleader?
Pretty sure, yeah. Like,
Pretty sure.
guarantee. Like, yep.
Would you ever say it in different contexts? So, not ready, okay. Like, if someone was not ready, would you say, not ready, okay? No. Not ready.
No. I'd just say, ready, okay. And if nobody started, I'd look around and then get a little louder and be like, ready?
Okay. Well, what if someone is not ready, though? If I was a cheerleader, what would I say to you as my coat captain?
You're gonna look real embarrassed because the rest of us are gonna be cheering. You're just gonna be standing there looking dumb. You better get back on it.
So, moral of the story is, if you're a cheerleader, it's you
gotta be on your game.
Ready.
You gotta be on.
Stay ready.
Thank you. BEAGGRESSIVE. I didn't spell that right, but I got the moves right though. I know that.
What were you trying to say? Be aggressive?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
Be aggressive, folks.
We didn't say anything about being in spelling bees, believe it or not. So, you know.
Well, that was another episode, and I'm still hot about that fourth grade spelling bee. Nice. I spelled latitude, and I should have spelled altitude. Ugh, very funny, Bradley. I really hope you took that win and enjoy it, because I have certainly never forgotten that infamous day in elementary school. He yucked my yum, Elpity. He yucked my yum.
Why is this a saying? What?
Isn't it great? Let's talk about that. Is there something that you find yum that other people might yuck?
I don't know, because I don't care.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's time for
shout-outs. Go us.
Go us. Whoopity whoop. So this week's shout out is really special edition. We're getting creative. Okay, that's what we do when you're journalists with artistic integrity, such as us.
Right.
And so this week's
journalism shout out.
Shout outs. Is actually going to be our favorite toiletries item, like the thing that we could not live without.
Coming to the other one.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't know how to tell you this, but we can do the toiletries one. That's fine. We'll do the toiletries one. We're here now. Sorry.
I'm so sure of myself too. I even wrote this down in an outline.
You we sat here. We're like, well, which one? Because you said we couldn't do both, and I was sad. So can we do both now?
Now I think the universe has taught me a lesson to say, you know what? Do both.
Yay!
And next week we're gonna have to really test our artistic expression. We're gonna have to think, folks.
Right.
So our first shout out is going to be our favorite toiletry item. So I wouldn't say it's not like you're going. Shout outs are special, right? It doesn't mean you don't get to live with any other toiletry item, right? Mm-hmm. But what would be your favorite toiletry item? And your very first shout out goes to.
Mine would be mini mouthwash bottles.
Mini mouthwash bottles.
They're just so cute. Like, they're so mini. Like, just the miniature size, like same bottle but in a mini size. And I think it's just so cute. Yeah.
And you're just talking like the regular travel size.
Yeah, travel size. Sorry, not mini size.
Mini. Because now they're selling shit that's like even minier than travel.
Yeah.
which I mean that's a whole.
I'm good with just travel size. Travel size is
Shower-
great.
shower
Travel
size.
size.
Shower size. So
Ah!
I really love that. I'm a big proponent for fresh breath. I think fresh breath's important. You got to kill those bacteria.
Kill the
And my
bacteria.
toiletry was going to be like a toothbrush. I don't know if that's a toiletry item, but I feel like that would be.
In my toiletry bag, I have a would you just call it an electric toothbrush? But it's like a wireless one, cordless toothbrush. What the hell?
Cordless. Yes, a battery operated
A battery operated toothbrush. Yeah.
electronic toothbrush. I don't know. Rechargeable toothbrush, maybe what you'll call it.
It's a toothbrush that does the thing. I have a fancy one in my toiletries bag. That's what I was trying to say, but I don't even know what the hell to call it.
Well, that it sounds like a second shout out, Frank. Sounds like you're giving two shout outs in the same category.
No. I'm not stealing
what is
yours.
happening?
I'm not stealing yours. I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's okay. I'm totally kidding. No, but I'm with you. I feel like mouth stuff is very important. But I got to tell you, if I were to really think hard on this, I don't think I could live without my Neutrogena body oil. Ugh.
Okay, fancy. Yeah.
No, not really. Not really. It's like it's my lotion. It's like I you know, and it like it makes you smell good. It's like you can't do the breath thing, but that actually really segues and dovetails nicely into our next
Shout out.
Right, which we'll get to in a second. But yeah, that would be mine. I think mine would be the oil, like just some sort of moisturizer.
I like that.
Basic, I know. Nonetheless, the second shout out that we have of the week is going to be, you know, we all have those things. And again, don't think like your keys, wallet, phone, I feel like are givens, right? But what is one thing, El Pity, for this week's shout out that you can't leave home without?
So I just started doing this, but I also don't go that many places, but taking my earbuds with me.
Earbuds.
Mhm.
Not to be confused with Airbud. That's a golden retriever.
Can't fit them in my purse, unfortunately. Tried, got arrested. Another story for another time.
Not
DJ
Airbud.
Khaled.
I bet he has an Airbud.
Yeah.
And no, I think that's actually a really good idea because you're right. You never know when you will need to what?
Like, let's say I'm going on the light rail and it's a long trip. I'm going to sit there and listen to music and stare out the window instead of just listening to nothing or somebody just yelling on the light rail, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I would just publicly whistle. Just kidding. I actually, whistling drives me crazy. And I know people like very happy people whistle. I don't like when people whistle. Just thought I should throw that out. So you could whistle.
don't whistle around me. If I see you whistling,
Exactly.
oh my god, I'm going to be so mad.
I know. It's like when I was telling you about children on the plane in my vacation. Like I got
Dog
very hot
shitting
about
on
that.
your friends, you know.
Dog
it's fine.
shitting on my friends. These stuff happen. These stuff happens. But yeah, now my shout out for this one, it has to be my Listerine breast strips.
Oh,
I can't live without these.
yeah. Yeah.
I've become a bit of a oral savant. Yes, don't yuck my yum. And I've been chewing a lot of gum. I love that for me. Been having lots of mints, yum, fresh breath, and I've been eating Listerine breast strips like hotcakes. That's what you say.
I mean, they can kind of feel like a
What
little
do you
hot
say?
in your mouth. Like,
Yeah, no, it's especially because I like to like try to build a whole like kind of wall. It gets really interesting with me and my Listerine breast strips. Let's just say that. Sometimes I make myself little buck teeth with my Listerine breast strips, which gets really wonky because then it gets stuck on your gum and your teeth.
things just burning and freezing at the same time, and you're just like,
Mhm.
whoa.
Oh yeah, and I'm like all alone in my home, like looking like a dog who's eating peanut butter. I'm like, I guess yeah, okay. People looking through the window.
Flailing around the whole room.
Exactly, looking like one of them eels from the Little Mermaid.
Right. Crying while singing part of your work.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Trying to flush it down with Coke Zero. It's like,
Oh,
anyway.
Elvis, so many things are hurting.
No, it's true. No, you know what I always think about because I love Mentos. And we've talked about this probably. I don't know. I love Mentos. You know I love that. I know we've talked about that. We also know how much I love soda. You know, they always do that Coca-Cola trick with the Mentos.
Yeah.
And it creates kind of a volcano.
Yeah. Volcano.
Magma. Molten hot liquid magma. Anyway, that's in a volcano. Do you think that same chemical reaction occurs in your stomach or in your insides when you eat both? Like when I drink a soda and I have a Mentos, I always freak out that I'm going to explode.
I don't know. Like, that's why I will never do it, because I don't want to be sitting there all of a sudden just like projectile vomiting Coke. You know, like,
oh, girl, that's the start. No,
Yeah.
that would be the start. Because you know it'd be coming out all ends. It'd be coming out your nose, your ears.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like, that just sounds like I need to go to the ER. You know what I mean? Like,
Your bussy.
right?
It's coming out all holes, folks.
Right.
The mouth, the ears, the nose, the bussy, all of them.
You're just exploding.
I love that people use that term endearingly and romantically. Anyway, go bussy. That's that. These keywords are going to get us a whole new demographic. Let me tell you, they're going to be like, "What? What are we listening to?"
Our TikTok For You page is about to be real suspect.
Yeah, exactly. Hella sus, playa.
Sus.
Yeah, so that is that. I think we frankly had some really great choices there in that segment. What a fun
Shout out.
So I gotta tell you, it's been really hard to leave the house because it's been so ungodly hot all across the United States of America.
Ungodly hot. Everywhere feels like here, and it's funny to me.
Yeah, I know. It feels like literally hell has taken over.
Yeah, like
It's,
right.
It just.
Oh,
Go ahead,
what,
please.
sorry. What's the temperature right now for you?
It feels like 150, but it is only 90 degrees.
It's only 90 degrees. It is 106 degrees here right now.
Why? Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Listening about the nature, and they say, you know, I've been reading a lot of my news comes from memes, and I read a meme that says this is going to be. It's true.
That's true. I read a meme.
Our coldest summer ever. It's only going to get hotter from here. I'm paraphrasing, but you get it.
Oh, no.
And
Oh,
that's
Lord.
crazy.
Yeah.
It'll get only hotter and hotter, is what they're saying. Getting hotter and hotter to breathe.
It's getting hot in here. Where should I freaking go?
Exactly. No, I mean, who knows? You just ice yourself. I mean, even my air conditioner today, it's like, has decided it's taking a day off.
Right.
My air
right.
conditioner is usually really good, and today she said, "Motherfucker."
No,
It's
no,
hot.
no, no way. No, no, no,
No,
no,
no.
way. I'm living
And
without.
you.
And you. You're gonna love me.
That's what I do. I love air conditioning. I mean, listen. Shout out to air conditioning. But it has been so hot, and it really is like when you can start cooking stuff on your car or cooking stuff on the street.
It's hot as fuck.
It's hot as fuck.
It's just, it's what it is.
Now you're pretty used to it. Like
Yeah.
I was doing so much traveling the month before. Like I was in like super hot heat. But once you start knocking on the door of 100, I feel like it's just very unpleasant.
Yeah. And here's the thing. You guys have had it worse than us because you guys have had nonstop rain. So everything is like
Oh.
really muggy because of the monsoon moisture and all that good stuff. So
Oh yeah, girl. We've been
Mhm.
getting tornadoes. We've been getting
Yep.
volcanoes. No, just kidding. Not the second part. But yeah, definitely tornadoes. We've been getting the hail, these storms, this rain, this super hot heat, which is very unique in my experience for Colorado.
no, why couldn't it rain super hot men?
Ooh. There's actually a really funny picture on Etsy that it's actually very morbid, because if you think about men falling from the sky, the result is actually not good when they hit the ground. So
It's
there's
not.
this-
Oh no.
So you should look up Weather Girls It's Raining Men painting, and it's quite hilarious. Morbid, as I mentioned, but we don't, we figure of speech, we want it to rain men, but if it rained men, folks, it would be, imagine, I worry about golf ball size hail, right? Imagine like a 250-pound man coming at you. Ah! I would probably have my,
God.
no, we won't go there, or will we? So,
Or will we?
or will we? No, I would be appropriate. I would have an umbrella. Obviously, I would not catch any of them in my pussy. So that's that.
I couldn't find it, by the way, so
No problem. No problem.
yeah.
Speaking of summer heat,
Makes
a
me
lot.
feel fine.
Yes, exactly. Twitter's been getting a lot of heat for basically allegedly going
Existing.
downhill. Excuse me. Collect. Twitter's existing. So collect them.
You knew what I was saying. You knew what I was
did.
saying.
That's the best part. I always know what you're saying. But the yeah, so it's been going downhill, and there's been all these new, what I'll say, social media apps coming out. There's been this thing called Blue Sky, which a lot of people have been moving over to. I don't know what the hell that is, but you need an invitation. It's an app apparently. Looks exactly like Twitter, but turns out the Mark Zuckies, Mark Yuck My Yum Zuck. All right, that didn't work. Let's just move on. Mark Zuckerberg, or should we call him Mark Yuckerberg? Am I right? Where my people at? Where my people? No, it's like no. We shouldn't call him that. So we should just call him Mark Zuckerberg since that's his name. Or
Yeah.
the Zuck, which like we're tight, so I call him the Zuck. I'm like,
We're cool.
sure. There's so many really inappropriate things I can make with that word, but I'm going to move on. I'm not going to talk about zucking him off or anything of the sort. That would be inappropriate. So he's created a new app, LP, and it is called Threads. Thank you for that hand movement. I was kind of teeing it up for you to say it.
I wasn't sure.
And then it was she said, So those of you listening on audio, the funniest shit just happened. So you know, a podcast, a show, right? Radio. It's all about the back and forth. So I'm like, and you know, this guy's your brand new app. It's called da, da, and isn't sure if I'm teed her up for it. So then I like, there's a bit of a delay. So then I say Trent, and Elfin is hand movement. She just sort of Vanna Whites it, just as if that was. It was wonderful because from an audio perspective, not at all supportive, right? But from a sheerly like being there for me, she was there, folks. She got me, folks. But that's the best part. Like, she said.
Look, I was getting ready to say that. I was like, oh, I'm not sure.
Just went into up jazz hands.
Made sense in my brain. That's
That's good shit. No, but there are those moments of like, yeah, it's like there's like politeness, right? Like again, like wait, were you finishing the sentence? Was I? So but that was absolutely.
Whoops.
No way. Whoopsie daisy.
Whoopsie
Yeah,
doodle.
So have you gotten a Threads account?
Yes. You know this.
Well, I know that this is what, you know, sometimes you talk about things you already know, you know, like, like I know a lot of shit that we talk about. I'm like, yeah, but you know, I just pretend it's new on the show. I'm like, so
I feel
do
like
you have...
it'd be a better way to be like, I texted your ass and was like, are you on Threads yet? And I was like, no.
Oh.
And you were like, you usually sign up for all this social media shit. Why aren't you on there? I beat you to something? Holy shit. And I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me sign up. So I signed up and then I followed you. And then I started, and then I was like, oh, I already got like 40 something followers. Ooh.
Ooh, you better go. I know I got probably like 10, but I felt like a really cool dad. I said my first Threads post was something like thread lightly.
You can't top Jujubee though, because she is sitting here just making thread puns like a lot.
Oh, is she? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Ugh, someone's coming for my brand. I only have one. I love a good pun though. We all know that. But yeah, Threads is fun. The thing with Threads, and I think it's like with any social media, it's like where my Twitter was before it, you know, shit the fucking bed, is it was like 10, 15 years, right? Like, I don't know, over 10 years actually, of curated shit. Like I've been following and curating my feed for many years. This is like an art exhibit, folks. So when Elon Musk over here took over and he taken over.
Mustache.
Just kidding, Elon. Don't cancel me or shadowban me or kill me. Or docs.
Yeah.
You know, don't yuck my yum, please.
Don't yuck my yum.
Please.
Don't yuck my yum. Don't yuck my yum.
But there are rumors that there's going to be a boxing match between the Zuck and Elon Musk.
Which is like a weird, like, billionaire soap opera because, like, Elon's mom came in and was like, "No, they're not fighting." I said no, and then
She said no.
yeah, then they're like, "Oh, we back on," and then like people are like, "Oh, I'll train you." Well, I'll train you, and
Exactly.
Mhm.
And now with all this AI bullshit, I don't know if some of this shit's real. Like, is Zuck actually training with UFC fighters, or is this just like something that I think it was Popgrave, one of these people posting. I'm like, I don't know, frankly. But what I will tell you is, say they do this fight.
Yeah.
It will be like, I think Dana White or someone was saying, this would be the biggest moneymaker ever when you think about pay-per-view fights. Like,
right.
it would be a worldwide phenomenon. But then I also think it's very similar to, say, a presidency that happened a couple of years ago. It just felt like we were living in like the glitch in the Matrix. Like, It just felt like we were like, if Elon and Zuck fight, and there becomes this like, it's going to feel like a movie. It's going to feel like, what are we living in?
Some weird timeline, that's for sure. Oh my
Right?
god.
All I wanted was a fucking flying car
Right, that's all. I ain't asking for
Shoot.
too much. Like, let me
and a neighbor
Ooh.
with the last name Jetson.
Yeah. And then like an outdoor treadmill that I was not scared about falling off of.
An outdoor treadmill. Oof.
Mm-hmm.
I want an outdoor treadmill. Isn't that just walking?
No, he's like, we literally had an outdoor treadmill. It's like a little walkway, but it was a treadmill. Like, remember?
But up in the sky.
Yeah, like they walked out on their little patio, and then on the outside was a little thing. Like, it's part of the opening credits.
Oh, for the Jetsons.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised. Speaking of the Jetsons, that would be a real life movie remake. I would sign up for. I would love to
so
see.
old right now.
You want to relate to us? Do you watch the Jetsons? Wow, we use fun terms like "yuck my yum," and we talk about shows like the hit new show, The Jetsons. But I will tell you. Let me finish that fucking thought. Yep, people are listening. Don't you think though, the Jetsons, like, you know how they did Aladdin? I really like the remake of Aladdin. It's watchable. But what about if we did a remake of the Jetsons?
I'd be down
like-
for that.
Yeah. And then Rosie could be played by like a robot,
An actual robot. So
an actual robot. Maybe Siri. It'd be like. Actually, I can't say that too loud. It's the other one too. Even the Alexa.
Yep.
She is. I have a coworker, and I get like on Zoom calls, and I say this individual's name. She happens to have the same name as one robot in my.
Well, my Google home apparently thinks I have the same voice as Julian Solomita, and anytime Julian is in his videos and he calls the command for said home, it always triggers my speaker.
Oh, interesting. Mine
Yes.
thinks I'm Julia Childs.
Oh.
They're like, "Hello, Julia." I'm like, "Hello."
How do I make the best mashed potatoes ever?
Wait, don't tell me I know I'm Julia Child.
Let's get
So that-
started.
So it is true. Okay, it's true.
Unicorn.
And this, yes. Well, it's time for spoiler alert.
Ooh, RuPaul
Were you
Drag
gonna say-
Race.
Bill, were you gonna say shout outs? Because I heard it ever so delicate. Shh. Okay, I know I've been doing this show for a couple years, but ready? Shout outs and spoiler alert, but also orders up.
Yes. Know where we were going.
Shorters up.
I quickly
No.
think like, where are you going? Where are we
But I love
going? I didn't even put my seatbelt on yet. Where are we going?
That's right, because it's ready for the RuPaul's Drag Race. Buckle up,
Mhm.
sister. Now we like to,
Oh, we're not singing the
One of-
song now?
Oh. Here, let me tee you up. RuPaul's Drag Race. RuPaul's Drag Race. Ding, 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 ding. Everybody knows that's how we always start the show. Rah, rah, rah. Best drag queen, best drag queen win.
I'm in my suit, my little suit.
So, newsflash, you predicted right last week. So it was a top 3 in the last episode that we just saw. So that was episode
Yes.
number 10.
Yes.
Labeled, of course, the letter L, which we'll get into as to why. But yeah, so you were right. So we went from a top 3 to a top 2.
Which,
Now this, yes, tell me about it.
What the fuck?
Crazy. Now, how do you, like, let me, from a pageant perspective, right? Like when you're talking about like formal pageants, they usually do like finalists, right? Like how many would get typically, I mean, I don't know if every pageant could probably be different, but.
So it can be, I've seen a top 10 go from a top 10 to a top 5, top 8 to a top 3, top 15. You usually don't see it too often above like top 15, top 16. Like you'll see 16 at like USA or America because it's like, oh, fan favorite gets the last finalist spot. So, like, ooh, fun. But yeah, so usually it's like traditionally like back, like if everybody was doing the same standard, top 10 to top 5, and the top 5 they would go ahead and call fourth runner-up, third runner-up, second runner-up, first runner-up, winner, chicken. But has there ever been a pageant that you can remember that like puts two people up against each other in the final sort of melee, kind of like we're experiencing now? Anything, is that normal for pageant, or is that pretty? No. No,
that's what it felt like to me. Even like having a top 2.
Actually, there's been like pageants where there's only 2 contestants in a division, so it really is like that. That was my last title that I won.
She's like, I won that. What is that title?
For the Miss Pueblo County Scholarship Pageant, I was Ms. Colorado.
Oh, Ms.
Yeah, Ms.
Ms. I can never understand all those different variations. I try. Ms. is MS.
Yeah, Ms. is MS, and that usually is represented by, you could be single or married, or divorced. You could have kids, or you don't have to have kids, and it's also like for older. I'm about to sneeze and it's not coming out.
Hot chew and bless. Hot chew and bless.
My allergies, my guy. My allergies.
My doggone allergies. Now, this episode of El Pity.
El Pity Soakers.
Of RuPaul's Drag Race was called the letter L. And I thought it was a really nice incorporation. And so how the info is outlined in the description. Celebrating the L and LGBTQIA+, the queens share the miracle of drag with new lesbian sisters, transforming the women into drag queens. And I thought this was really a refreshing episode. I always love when any member of the queer community come together. And, you know, the L and G don't come together enough in our community. So I thought this was a really nice way to pair it together, really get perspective from both sides of the coin. And it was just a lovely episode.
I just realized. I was like, I didn't realize, like, the L and G didn't always get along. I thought you guys were all cool.
Well, we all are cool, right? But it's like with anything. Like there's. I feel like generally speaking, when you think about any community, and I can even speak to like the gay community specifically, right? Is like oftentimes you want to categorize yourself in a deeper way to have meaning and identity, right? So I think about like even I'm wearing right now like a bear shirt, right? A bear pride shirt. Like I might be a gay guy, but I may identify as a bear within the community, right? Or there's various other different communities and ways to identify. But beyond the gay community, right? Like you have those differentiations in the entire thing of LGBTQIA+, right? And that's, again, I think sometimes we try to lean into a level of comfort, right? Which is your community. But sometimes that level of comfort can ostracize you from the rest of the community. And that's just not specific to the LGBTQIA+ community, right? That's like every community in the world. Like it's more comfortable to be around people who are like you and have similar thoughts, right? But where the challenge comes in is pulling yourself out of that environment and being able to, live a really copacetic life with various different members of our community.
Right? So, you said something earlier. You said that you were a bear. Love that. Do they have the same names like for lesbians? Like, I know there's like lipstick lesbian.
Yeah, so that was actually what's interesting. So yes, I've definitely heard of a couple of these terms too, but I also learned about a couple of these on the episode this week. I thought it was really interesting about the words that they took back, right? And even they mentioned words like, I don't necessarily feel privy to say this, but there's the word like dyke, right? Taking back the power in that word and doing things like the dykes on bikes, right? Which of course walk in pride, multiple prides throughout the year. But yeah, it's like just taking the power back. But yeah, that I actually found really interesting in this week's episode is to just learn, right? And I think it's really great that something like MTV and like a regular Paramount Plus streaming service puts on things like this that is so normalized, right? Like that these two members of the LGBTQI plus community could just openly communicate about struggles, fears, triumphs. And it's so normal, right? We still have a very long way to fight, don't get me wrong, right? But I thought that was really refreshing to just see that episode. And at the end of the day, all of the queens really turned it out. Now, of the three, who was your favorite of the week?
Honestly, like, it was Candy. Yeah, for sure. I just
Candy killed it.
love the colors, like, just bright, and like it was just clean. Like, you knew what the concept, and just did it for me.
Yeah, very contemporary, very artsy, very cute and kitschy was Candy's style. Jimbo and her daughter were like gals out on the town, and then Jessica and her daughter were more fashion, very Lady Gaga kind of Lady Gaga inspired.
Face, give me face.
Beauty face. Yeah, so I thought all of them did great, but I think Candy really killed it, which then, of course, she clinched her spot into the finals. And as Elpidi predicted, we had an elimination.
Yes, which was wild because here's the gag of it all. With Candy being the top person, she has to do a decision either way.
Either way, she has no choice.
Yeah.
So the lip sync assassin this week, which I'm so impressed by Priyanka. Priyanka is a super great winner of Canada's Drag Race.
Amazing.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And yeah, so she came in. She ended up winning and pulled both lipsticks out because obviously there's two at the bottom.
Right.
And then to Pity's point just now, Candy had to make the decision to send one of the two queens home. And were you? Spoiler alert. Were you gooped gagged? At the results?
I was, because I thought Candy was going to get rid of Jimbo, because Jimbo has done so well in this competition, is big competition, like, but so was Jessica.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah, so is Jessica.
Yep, but that's who ended up going home. The lipstick that was ended up pulling got sent home was Jessica White. Oh. Yeah, that one was a bummer to me, just because she's done really well this season, right?
Right.
And I think it's great to have that redemption after so many years.
Exactly.
But I'm thrilled Jimbo's at the top. I think it's so earned and deserved that, and again, I think Candy, same thing. People really hate on Candy, but she's really pulled it out this season too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
And she's funny as hell. I don't care what anyone says. Candy's hilarious. Jimbo's hilarious.
Yes.
If you need any proof, right? Like, not that RuPaul is the end all be all for comedy, but those two queens make RuPaul laugh on a
Jessica had some good funny moments this season too. Like,
oh, she did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The roast was one of my favorite episodes this season.
Yeah, that was really good.
Quite a delight. So.
Right. Quite a delight. I was going to make a point for something, and I forgot it. Whoops.
Jimbo, Candy.
Candy. Yes, Candy. So the reason why I think she picked Jimbo, because she knows that, like, Jimbo has done really well, and he deserves a spot in this finale. So, 100%. But my question to you is, what do you think? Because I don't know. We saw, like, a little bit. Well, we know what's happening in next episode, but what do we think is going to happen in the top 2 episode?
So I almost feel like, and I don't know this, but if I were to put a real big twist on the story, I would say they get into the final 2. RuPaul selects one of them to advance, to then face the winner of the Fame Games in a lip sync battle.
Oh, what a twist!
But I don't know. I still don't understand really how you win Miss Fame Game or whatever this is.
Like,
is that a separate title, like Congeniality, or is it?
When is Fame Game voting?
So that's going to be a really interesting turn. So we'll see what happens. But, at the end of the day, I love Candy. And as I mentioned, she gets a lot of heat. And I think she's really talented. But my vote this season, and I really hope, I really would like Jimbo to take the season.
Yeah, I mean, Jimbo's just really done a fantastic job. So, and once again, like, I keep singing Wire Hangers, like, during this. Hangers. Oh no, wire hangers. No, Christina, you're in danger.
She killed it. I mean, she had such a good season, and her runway looks were just popping. I think
not had a bad season at all. Like, she's in the exact same spot she was last time. It's the top 2. Like,
we'll see what happens. But again, Jimbo is tough competition, so we'll see
exactly
how that all transpires.
So it looks like Fame Games voting is opening up this Friday, July 14th, 2023. Ooh. So voting for the Fame Games opens up this Friday once all the queens who are going to be eliminated before the finale have been told to sashay away.
How crazy. So we'll see what happens. And then again, that might be just a Miss Congeniality prize, and one of the two might just very well win.
We didn't talk about how since Candy didn't win her lip sync, the tip has been rolled over to the Fame Games winner.
Right? Yeah, and that was what, up to $60,000 now for the Fame Games?
I think so, yeah.
Hey, that's not too shabby for getting eliminated. Hey,
Right, like, sign
nice
me up.
coin.
Shoot.
And the winner of Drag Race, depending on allegedly how long it takes to get the check, that's a bit controversy. But it's $200,000. That's a pretty penny, you know.
A pretty penny, like
Pretty penty.
I was just like, maybe I need to start doing drag. I need that money.
For real. No more wire hangers. No.
Right.
That or one of these reality shows could just cast us.
Right.
I.e.,
I did think about that the other day. That could have been like a fun YouTube series that we could do, kind of like Try Guys-esque, but it's like John and El Pity. Almost said my actual name. John and El Pity do drag race.
Leona.
Leona
El Pity Lewis. There, it's out there.
That's me.
It's true.
This is a wig.
There. Now it's out. I'm Alicia John Keys.
But we would do like different challenges, like, we try to sew an outfit out of just random materials, or here's an improv challenge, which obviously that's gonna be easy.
Hello, we would nail that. Hello,
right? Like, I have the best teacher ever. Whatever.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I know her.
Mm-hmm.
I know her. John Lannon. Hey, folks. But yeah, no, I thought this was really fun. I'm really excited to see what the heck happens. And yeah, we'll obviously stay abreast of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
abreast.
Make sure that we abreast. Absolutely.
A chicken breast.
A chicken breast. That does sound good.
Right?
Now, ready? Okay. Bringing it full circle, folks. My name is John.
And I'm El Pity.
And this is
#That Podcast.
We love you so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye. Bye.